Hello superior survivors, Caedo Genesis here, bringing you probably the most anticipated guide for the Nuka-World expansion for Fallout 4. In this one we go over the truly unique weapons, apparel, and armor that can be found in Nuka-World. Like the previous uniques guides, the criteria has not changed. To be a part of this list there must be only one of the item in question or an explicit limited number or source. In other words, if you can obtain a legendary of the exact same thing, like the Throat Slicer, the Problem Solver, etc., those will not be on this list. The intent of this guide is to show the things that are actually traditionally unique. If you still believe something is missing, there's a high chance it'll be in the honorable mentions in the description below. So please check that if there is a question first. As expected, this equipment is listed by progression to the best of my ability, and without wasting any more time, let's go gather up that gear. First we go over the Overboss's power armor, acquired through the story progression, basically before you even step foot within the Nuka-World grounds. It is worn by Overboss Colter, and can be easily pried off of his corpse after he is defeated in the face-off in Kolakar's arena. While the torso portion of this power armor is the only one that has a legendary effect, being passive energy damage, like the Tesla Coils mod, the full set just appears to be a more powerful Raider power armor variant. But speaking of Raider power armor, it does have the limited modification capabilities of a Raider set. Still, since the torso piece gives the legendary effect on its own, it could be mixed and matched with other legendary power armor pieces. Its defense stats are also comparable to a set of T60C power armor, so in no way should form decide function. On your first time through Nuka-Town, USA, heading towards the Fizztop Grille, you might run into Sierra Petrovita, or Petrovita. If you decide to help in her endeavors in finding the hidden Cappies for Cappy in a haystack, she will give you these special Cappy glasses, which reveal the clues that all 10 hidden Cappies contain. There is a guide for those, by the way. Besides making the Cappy clues visible, and successfully making us look ridiculous, the Cappy glasses won't do anything else for you. But they are a great means to an end, since the rewards from this quest are on this list as well. Next on this list is 3 different helmets with identical statistics, but seemingly only one place to find each. That would be the Disciples' banded, bladed, and spiked helmet, worn by the influential members of the Disciples, Dixie, Nisha, and Savoy. With a high enough pickpocketing skill, these can each be stolen, or you can simply make them your enemy. I could not find doubles of these helmets. They sure look cool though, and are a step above even combat helmets when it comes to protecting your skull, with damage resistances at 14 ballistic and 16 energy. Even if you're just taking them as a souvenir, highly recommend to collect these helmets. Next up is Mason's outfit, worn by the alpha of the pack, Mason. Just like the Disciple helmets, this can be pickpocketed with a high enough rank of said perk, or obtained in the more straightforward alternative just by killing him. Mason's outfit comes with a ballistic damage resistance of 24, and also boosts your luck and strength by 1. While it is not compatible with ballistic weave, you can wear the Guai finger necklace along with it, strangely further increasing damage resistance and strength by 2 more. This might be good to wear for now if you're, say, a psychotic melee user, but there is a better alternative later. Next up is the armor of our raider pal, Armor.Gage, as expected, called Gage's Armor. Gage is available to be your companion after you meet up with all of the raider gang leaders. And like any other companion, tell him to equip some other gear, and you can simply take Gage's armor from his inventory. Gage's armor is considered an outfit piece, as in nothing else besides headgear can be worn with it. With its resistances being 80 for ballistic and 70 for energy, for a one-piece outfit these values are pretty high. But there are of course better things out there to keep you protected, and if you bring Gage with you this might just be best left on him. Because as you know, or will soon find out, as inviting as Nuka-World appears, it is kind of dangerous. Now for a couple that may be unintentionally ultra rare, the Smart Frag Grenades. There are 2 of these being sold by Shelby Chase, the general goods merchant in the Nuka-Town market. After they are purchased, however, they don't seem to respawn in her inventory, and as you would guess, allowing you only to get 2 of them. The legendary star next to the name isn't just for looks, it denotes that they do have this special effect of not dealing damage to the person that threw it, which is likely going to be you. An upgraded but returning design is the Hub's Alien Blaster. If you meet up with the Hubologist to the southwest of Nuka-Town, USA, and decide to help out their leader, Dara Hubbell, during the quest A Trip to the Stars, she will give you Hub's Alien Blaster about halfway through as a reward. Now in comparison to the standard Alien Blaster, if we can call it that, the only difference with Hub's Alien Blaster is that it comes with the lucky legendary effect, doubling critical damage and upping the critical meter's fill rate. But that alone makes it an improved version. Now if you decide to help the Hubologist Hubologists further and finish up Trip to the Stars without killing them, believe me, the urge is there. The surviving Dara will reward you with 100 alien power cells. Don't worry, throughout this whole process, joining them is optional. Next up is the Nuka-Girl Rocketsuit, and you might be able to obtain 2 of them. This is found in Nuka-Galaxy of the Galactic Zone area of the park. Get all the way through Nuka-Galaxy in one piece, and Nuka-Girl, or Nuka-Girl animatronic, will be perched on a rocket saying farewell at the end of the ride. And you can simply walk over to the animatronic and take the outfit. Make sure to grab the first one before power is restored to the park, and you might be able to obtain another after all is said and done with the main quest. Bonuses from this outfit seem to be a little all over the place. It is a full body suit and allows you to breathe underwater. Increases your charisma by 1, but for its resistances, the ballistic is 5, energy is 45, and radiation is 35. So this is more of a sexy environmental suit. Also, it looks pretty much the same on male characters as it does female ones. The next 2 pieces of equipment are found on Oswald the Outrageous, which would be Oswald's hat and the Magician's Tuxedo, and to a lesser degree, the Sword of Wonders, which is a legendary Chinese officer's sword. At any rate, to get this outfit, you must venture into Kitty Kingdom, survive the onslaught of ghouls and radiation, and meet up with Oswald at the end of the quest, A Magical Kingdom. There's both a violent and non-violent outcome to this quest, killing him obviously giving you all of the equipment that he has, and non-violent getting you just the hat and the sword. Being there are very few legendary hats in the game already, Oswald's hat will always be valuable. It comes with the Sprinter's legendary effect that is normally found on leg armor, increasing movement speed by 10%, raises your perception and charisma by 1, and simply because it has that legendary effect, its ballistic and energy resist has gone from 0 to 2. Now for the Magician's Tuxedo, it comes with the Assassin's legendary effect, reducing damage from humans by 15%, raises charisma and endurance by 1 each, and its resistances are 12 ballistic and 17 energy. If you have made friends with the railroad and have access to the ballistic weave modification, this tuxedo is ballistic weave compatible. While you get all of these by default except the tuxedo if you don't kill him, at the very least Oswald's attire is definitely worth keeping. Our second set of power armor to go over is the Nuka T51. This is found in the World of Refreshment in the tour area, you know, the one with the Quantum River, and when it is first seen, it's behind a cage. Now to get access to it, you can follow the red wire from the cage to the mainframe in the bottling plant, which might pose a problem if you don't have the hacking skill to get into it. Not to worry though, if you take a quick trip to the roof of the bottling plant, in one of the shelters up here you can find Casey's password on a holotape. Then it's as simple as returning to the mainframe, opening the cage, and stepping into that sweet Nuka T51 power armor. Now there's not too much different about this power armor in comparison to the regular T51. However, its paint job is a permanent material mod, meaning it cannot be repainted. But this is also where its unique legendary effect comes from. When wearing the full set of Nuka T51, the user's agility will be raised by 3. So if you prefer wearing power armor, using VATS and or sprinting, the Nuka T51 might be for you, or at the very least, look good on display. One that I was hesitant on covering was the Western Duster. It's one of these pieces of equipment that is hard to prove or disprove being unique, but as far as I can tell, it is, and it's found in Dry Rock Gulch. Once getting into Mad Mulligan's mine and finding the staging area, the spot with the big old hole in the floor, to the right is a little control room, and within is the corpse of Sam Teller. She seems to be the only one sporting this Western Duster. The Western Duster has no legendary effects, but has a ballistic and energy resistance of 20, and boosts charisma and endurance by 1 when worn. While this is not ballistic weave compatible, sadly, I will take a risk by saying this is the coolest Western outfit you can find in the park. On the wild side of things, we have the Wild Man Rags, a reimagined variant of the Grognak outfit, worn by our monkey man Caedo. He will be the first one in Safari Adventure that is not trying to kill you. Like most, you can pickpocket this off of Caedo, or if the quest is done here, just kill him and his family. Man, that sounded dark. If you do take the route of just stealing the outfit from him, the Wild Man Rags will respawn on Caedo after so many days, letting you virtually get as many as you want, as long as he's alive. As stated before, the Wild Man Rags are statistically the same as the Grognak costume. The legendary effect stating it increases the wearer's strength and melee damage, the melee damage increase being 25%. The strength boost comes in at 2, and as for resistances, it's 10 ballistic, 15 energy, and 15 radiation. This is not a full body outfit, so armor that goes over the arms can be worn along with. Either way, highly recommended for melee users, because that's so much damage. If you find all of the hidden Cappy clues in Cappy in a Haystack and meet Sierra back at Bradberton's office, taking her side by the end will reward you with the Nuka-World jumpsuit. The Nuka-World jumpsuit is rather basic for starters, raising intelligence and perception by 1 each, and for its resistances, 2 ballistic and 5 radiation. However, the Nuka-World jumpsuit is also ballistic weave compatible, so even though it has non-existent energy resistance, it'll be over 100 with a top-tier ballistic weave. If there were recommended attire for Nuka-World, I would say this jumpsuit, due to the theme and protection it provides. The Nuka-Nuke launcher and corresponding schematics are also a reward if you choose to go against Sierra's wishes, but it was ultimately decided to go in the honorable mentions along with the quantum grenades, because you can make as many as you want of both once you have the schematics. The third set of power armor in this guide is the Quantum X01. If you travel to the Galactic Zone, you have likely passed by this many times inside of Star Control, and probably also dreaded collecting all of the 35 Star Cores to get it. Don't worry though, your pal Caedo has made a Star Cores guide as well, and you can find it right here. Now, for those of you wondering if it's even worth it, let's go over what the Quantum X01 does for us. It is very much like the Nuka T51, disallowing the use of material mods because it has its own unique paint job. But this is how the wearer gains its benefits as well, that being inhuman action point recovery speeds. The damage resistance values are no different than your standard X01 power armor, but this is the only suit you will find that starts at Mark 5. The second to highest model modification. So if you are an action point hog like myself when running around in power armor, the Quantum X01 might be what you're looking for. Second to last on this list is Aeternus, or Aeternus. It is the legitimate, never-ending Gatling laser. Once you finish the grand tour of the park, which is clearing it out for the rest of the gangs to settle, the quest Emerald Combat will start and repeat several times, requiring you to fight in the Kolakar's arena, or just let the contender go. Continue in these fights until you encounter the Rogue Knight, clearly a former Brotherhood soldier. They are wielding this Gatling laser, and of course after you defeat them you can pick it up for your own use and feel the power of endless ammo. Normally, the never-ending legendary effect just removes the need to reload. But as you may know, Gatling lasers work a bit differently and use fusion cores as their ammo source. Something strange happened with this weapon in particular, not only removing the need to reload, but removing the use of ammo. So Aeternus is, in every sense of the word, never-ending. How else can we put this? You won't need any other weapon, ever. And of all the weapons to have this effect, the Gatling laser is a good one. For the last on this list, this was kind of in the gray area. Just like the smart frag grenades, the frag grenade MERV seems to be incredibly finite in Nuka-World as well. It seems that you can only get the MERV grenades from the raider bosses, so that would be Mason, Mags and William Black, and Nisha. Since it doesn't look like equipment respawns on any of these NPCs, what you get is what you get. The stats appear a little wonky on these grenades as well, only showing a damage of 1, but the damage that's being revealed is from the initial explosion, not the 4 bomblets that appear afterwards that look as though they do full grenade damage. So this is pretty much a frag grenade times 4. While it is a waste, I did enjoy planting a MERV unknowingly in someone's pocket. And there you are, survivors, all of the truly unique equipment you can find in Nuka-World. Again, if you think there's something missing, make sure you check the honorable mentions in the description before just repeating something that may already be there. But if you are trying to point out something that is actually missing, please say where it is as well, because a lot of us may want to find it too. But as for this list, what was your favorite unique to find, or what is the one you're getting the most use out of? Say it in the comments, I would love to hear about it. If you found this guide useful, entertaining, or both, do whatever it is you see fit to show that. And if you want to see more guides like this, you definitely know what to do. Thank you so very much for watching. This is Caedo Genesis, and may you wander Nuka-World and the Commonwealth like you own it.